So Doc's here with the Bryant Wellness Institutes of Acadiana. So what's going on? What are you talking about today?
Well, I was talking to one of my weight loss patients the other day, and we were talking about why they were having difficulty losing weight, and they said to me, well, I just have a slow metabolism, and so
So many people, so many people say that.
So I said, well, what is that? And they said, I'm not sure. It just sounded good. And so I wanted to talk about that today. What's metabolism? What does that mean? What can we do to change it? And because you want a high metabolism, obviously. So
you ever hear somebody say, "I'm big boned"?
Yeah.
Now does that mean do all bones pretty much?
They're all the same.
Oh,
yeah. Yeah.
That's what I thought.
If you took their bones out and measured them, they're pretty much all the same.
The same.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I'm just big boned.
Yeah, it doesn't really work.
No,
that
it's them
way.
chips. It's them chips at midnight. That's what.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Okay.
So today we have all the different aspects of metabolism. We can get into how to change it. What does it mean? And so think of metabolism as like an engine in a car.
Okay.
So what happens is you eat food. Your body breaks that food down into fuel. That fuel is actually glucose. Your body breaks all of your food down into glucose, and then glucose is like the gasoline. It's what runs the engine. And the better your engine runs and the more gas it burns, the higher your metabolism will be.
Wait, now I'm going to have questions.
Sure.
This glucose.
Yeah.
Can my glucose be better than your glucose? Or is
probably not?
No, well, yeah. Wait, hold on. You know how gas?
No, I have great glucose.
Well, no, I know that. I said it wrong. Can your glucose be better than my glucose?
So no. So the
like
key,
and you said gas, and you know how gas is like different levels. I mean, you got regular, you got plus and super unleaded.
No. So what you're thinking of is my car more efficient than your car?
Yes.
Yeah, that is possible. So that's exactly what changes our metabolism. Now here's the thing though, like with your car, you want it to be very efficient. You want to get a lot of miles out of a little gallon.
Okay.
In your body, you want it very inefficient. You want to burn a lot of gas for every mile that you go. That's what a high metabolism is. You burn a lot of food, you burn a lot of fuel, you burn a lot of glucose for every hour that goes by during the day. That's a high metabolism.
So how do you do that?
Yeah.
Okay. So let's get into that. So as we age, if we don't fight against slowing our metabolism will naturally slow 1 to 2% starting in our 40s. So that's why as we age, we tend to gain a few pounds every year. We get a little more sluggish every year. Because if we don't fight against that, our metabolism will slow down starting in our 40s, 1 to 2%.
Mine's just about gone. It's like my candle is almost out.
Yeah, you need an engine overhaul, right?
Oh, all I want to do is eat and sleep. That's it. If I could, that's what I would do.
So what happens as our metabolism slows down, we get more stored fat. So it's kind of a downward spiral. This causes an uptick in our blood sugar problems, our cholesterol, our blood pressure, and inflammation. And if we don't do our best to keep our metabolism up, and today I'm going to show you how, but if we don't do our best, then we'll start to get more and more unhealthy as the years go by. And that's what usually happens. So
essentially fighting against Mother Nature, kinda?
Kinda, yeah. You want to fight to keep your metabolism up as you age. And so some people get what's called metabolic syndrome. Now, this is something everybody needs to pay attention to. We now have 50% of Americans have what's called metabolic syndrome. This is a very ominous marker towards chronic disease or heart attack, stroke, cancer, something that's going to really do you in early. Metabolic syndrome means you have a combination of high blood pressure, high cholesterol, high blood sugar, and belly fat.
A walking time bomb.
Exactly right. Yes, that's exactly what it is. Now, the main factor in your metabolism is how fast you burn the food that you take in. The faster you burn it, the higher your metabolism and the thinner and healthier you're going to be. Now, the number one factor above all else in controlling your metabolism and increasing your metabolism is building lean muscle. It doesn't even come close to changing your metabolism in any other way. Muscle.
So that is the number one defense, you're saying?
Absolutely. Strength training is the best pathway to increase your metabolism no matter what, hands down, not even close. And so strength training or building muscle, doing resistance training where you're pushing against heavy objects and doing that repetitively is something that's going to control your metabolism, more than anything else because muscle is the most metabolically influential tissue of the body. So if you want to be healthy and good shape and manage your weight smartly, you need to control your metabolism, and mastering your metabolism is the key to easy weight management. So it really is true. This person may have actually had a slow metabolism. They just didn't really know what they meant by that or know what, they may have felt it like they're just sluggish all the time. Like you said, they just want to kind of eat and sleep and watch TV, and they just don't really feel like doing anything. Now, the hard part of this is that you have to start that person up this downward spiral and get them moving a little bit, getting them, building a little bit of lean muscle and slowly build the metabolism up. And it's kind of hard to get it going, but once you get it going, it's like a fire. It just really burns more and more and more. So controlling your muscle mass is key to controlling your metabolism more than any other thing that you can do. So when we get back from break, I have 5 metabolism myths that will help people learn how to master your metabolism, your weight, your blood sugar, and much more, and specifically keep you from getting metabolic syndrome. If you have metabolic syndrome, you're in real trouble. So, that's the high blood sugar, high blood pressure, the high cholesterol, and belly fat together as a combination, like you said, ticking time bomb. So stay tuned.
Oh, I can't wait for this.
Mm-hmm.
Doc Sin talking about metabolism today.
Yeah, so people say I have a slow metabolism, and you go, "What's that?" They say, "I don't know, but it sounds good." So myth number one.
But from what you just said about metabolism, when someone says they have a slow metabolism, that could be an accurate statement.
Absolutely, but the thing is, they say it like they're a victim of it. Oh, yeah, I just have a slow metabolism. I just can't lose weight. It's not my fault. And so that can be changed. That's not something you're doomed with.
Got it.
Your metabolism can change all the time. And so that's not something to say, oh, well, I'm hopeless. I just have a slow metabolism. But that's the way people look at it.
You say it. So.
It doesn't work that way. You can change it. We can fix that.
When you say it, I almost want to say, bless your heart.
Yeah. So myth number one is your metabolism inevitably slows as you get older. So the answer to that is yes and no. If you don't work on it, it absolutely will slow as you get older. But you can manipulate your metabolism, especially if you train with weights. And I'm talking anyone of any age. You're never too old to train with resistance. Resistance means I'm pushing objects. Even if it's the machines, the resistance machines, you don't have to do free weights or dumbbells or go crazy in there. But just pushing something against resistance, and it can even be push-ups on the floor. But
I learned
pushing against resistance.
Can it be JC?
I learned something about those machines. They force you to have proper form.
Exactly.
Is what I found out. That's why they're so good especially for beginners.
Yeah, beginners and older folks
Yeah.
both. The machines are really good. But at least you're.
Notice when he said older folks, he looked
right at you. Yeah, he did.
But the point is, at least you're pushing against resistance.
Uh-huh.
And so if you work on this, if you train with weights and you work hard to boost your metabolism can actually surpass that of a 20-year-old couch potato. So you can control your metabolism by controlling your muscle mass. It's not hopeless. It's not that you're just doomed with a slow metabolism. These things can change. So myth number 2 is that any kind of regular exercise speeds up your metabolism. So the answer to this is maybe a tiny bit. But for metabolism, strength training is non-negotiable. The more muscle you have, the more fuel you will burn, and the faster you burn it. So weight training is the key to boosting your metabolism. It works better than anything else, period. Building muscle mass is the secret to this. So, getting on the treadmill is not going to help your metabolism change that much.
Well, you took the words out of my mouth because I was about to ask you that.
Yeah.
So you're talking about specific exercise here.
Strength training.
Strength training.
Resistance movements.
I can go walk the mall. It's from 6 till 9 every morning, and that's not going to do it.
That's not doing it.
Really?
Right. Yeah. I mean, it might a tiny bit. It might make you feel better a little bit because you're increasing your cardiovascular capacity. Mm-hmm. But as far as boosting your metabolism, meaning you can sit on the couch and burn more calories than the person next to you, that's muscle training.
I'm going to say something because you and I both go to when you have to go to the doctor. We both go to the same doctor. Dr. Bond. I think you see Dr. Bond. Or
I used to, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't mean to put words in your mouth.
Right.
You had mentioned that to me once before. Well, I was up there probably like a week or so ago. And when I walked out, Ashley says to me, she says, I need you to start doing some weight training.
Yeah.
And of course, I got in the elevator and I thought, yeah, right. but you hearing you this morning, especially as we get older, it sounds like it's almost a necessity.
It is. Yeah.
To keep going.
It is.
And you know what else? You got to find the plan or the system or the place that works for you. If you go, say you go try one of these fitness places and you don't like it, try another one.
Right.
Don't just say, oh, I can't do that.
That's not for me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So myth number 3 is thin people have a faster metabolism. So that's not necessarily true either. You know, you can be thin and have a slow metabolism, or you can be heavier and have a faster metabolism. So if someone is thin but without much muscle, they may have a slower metabolism than somebody who's a little heavier and has more muscle.
Mm-hmm.
So especially somebody that's thin and they have visceral fat, which means they can look thin, but they're actually fat on the inside. They have fat around their organs. And this can be just as deadly as anything else. And so just because you can eat whatever you want and not gain weight, quote, gain weight, doesn't mean that you're not in real trouble. And so sometimes people get in that. You know, you have that person who can they eat just whatever they want. And they don't look overweight on the outside, so they think, oh, I'm fine. But they can actually have visceral fat, which is fat around their organs, which can be just as bad.
How would you know, Doc?
It's really hard to know. You know, there's not something that we can really test to determine that. But
like if there's a skinny person who has this, how would you know?
It's really hard to know. You just kind of have to look at their history. Like, you know, what do they eat? What do they exercise? How, you know, you can kind of guess if somebody has that. You can just kind of look and see on their history.
Is that why we have 30-year-olds who are skinny like a stick dropping dead at tennis courts?
It is why. Absolutely.
Oh,
yeah.
my God.
I mean, now that can be something different, but you know, you hear these people that aren't that overweight that have heart attacks at 40, 45 years old. That's why they had visceral fat, or they had problems on the inside that didn't show on the outside. Now, myth number 4 is overweight people don't have much muscle. And actually, heavier people build muscle carrying around that extra weight. And so they can actually be stronger and have more muscle. So again, size has nothing to do with this. It's all in how much muscle you have working as you walk around throughout the day is the key to this. And then the last one.
Wait, Doc, you go so fast. Look, so you're saying, did you just say a heavy person, insinuating an overweight person, can be essentially healthy?
Well, not that, but they can have a high metabolism.
A high metabolism.
They can have a higher metabolism than somebody who's thin. Those last 2 myths were to show you that just because you're skinny doesn't mean you have a good metabolism, and just because you're overweight doesn't mean you have a really bad one. So it's not so much that way. You can have more muscle mass and have a higher metabolism than someone who's skinny and has a real low metabolism. So so size is not the only answer to
So it doesn't mean that the larger person is healthier. It just simply means that they're a higher
metabolism.
Got it. Okay.
Now, the last one is that physical activity burns the most fuel. And actually, this is not true. Your body's normal processes like organ function, breathing, digesting, etc., actually burns the most fuel of your body. But the one thing we can control is we can control physical activity. And so you actually burn a lot more energy and a lot more fuel just sort of resting and digesting your normal body processes. But the physical activity is the easiest thing we can actually control. So what I'm saying with all this, to sum all of this up, this is what I'm saying. I can take 2 people, and let's just say they're identical twins. Mm-hmm. They have the exact same genetics. They have the exact same upbringing. And I can put 10 pounds of muscle on one of them. And the one with 10 more pounds of muscle will burn more calories simply walking around, sitting on the couch, watching TV, you know, whatever they're doing, they're going to burn more calories. So they'll have less heart disease, less diabetes, and because muscle takes metabolism to exist. So 10 pounds of muscle is enough to help this person throughout the day. So if you add this up, if you add someone up that one person, say, gets on the treadmill and goes and burns calories for, 45 minutes. But that person with 10 more pounds of muscle is burning more calories 24/7. They're burning more calories while they're sleeping because they have 10 extra pounds of muscle. And the cumulative effect of that day after day after day really adds up. to burning much more calories, to burning much more fat, because it's cumulative all day, every day, 24/7, because they have that extra 10 pounds of muscle. So even seniors should lift. Many times I see older folks in the gym just doing cardio, but older folks should lift too. And I'm talking very, very senior people should do some sort of a resistance training, even if, like we said, even if just the machines. And the same thing for women. Many times I see so many women that just do cardio to lose weight. Cardio really doesn't help you lose weight that much. Unfortunately, you'll see people say, well, I'm on the treadmill every day. I'm trying to lose weight. Exercise has lots of great benefits. Cardio has lots of great benefits, but weight loss is not very good with cardio.
What is cardio good for then?
Well, increasing your cardiovascular capacity, and
So you're talking about your heart rate,
your
the way
heart
it
rate,
pumps and all.
the way your lung functions and
Okay.
all that. So if you think about it, if you ever been on the treadmill for say 30 minutes and you look down and you burned 80 calories,
Yes.
that's like one bite of something, right?
I know, right?
So you can never over cardio the amount of extra calories that you're putting in. You would literally have to do a triathlon every day to burn off more calories than what most people actually put in with their
See,
food.
now you're gonna be driving through neighborhoods and you're gonna see out front by the garbage cans. You're gonna see treadmills.
Yeah.
Well,
the
no,
way-
the treadmills are still good for it. It's still like
Yeah.
Dr. Kevin said, it helps your lungs and your heart, but it's not for weight loss.
And so, listen, I do cardio all the time. Don't get me wrong. I mean, before my competition, I was doing fasted cardio every morning, but it's just not very good for the average person who's overweight that's trying to lose weight. There's much more efficient ways to do it.
Cardio is
Then
not good
just-
for weight loss
Just cardio by itself.
or boosting your metabolism.
Right, exactly.
Only weight resistance.
Resistance is the best way to do it. Not that that's not
Increasing
gonna,
lean muscle mass.
Yeah, not that it's not going to do it a little bit, but we're talking it's 10 times more effective to do weight training as it is to try to increase your metabolism doing cardio, according to all the research. So I'm saying that 10 pounds more muscle can burn calories 24/7 every day, all day, as opposed to 30 minutes on the treadmill. It just doesn't add up. And so, and women, listen, don't worry about getting too, quote, bulky. I hear that all the time too. Women will say, oh, I don't want to weight train. I don't want to get too bulky. They'll see a picture of a woman bodybuilder, and that's what they'll think when they lift weights they're going to look like. You won't look like that. I mean,
You got to work really, really hard to get like that.
If you knew what it took for her to
Yeah.
actually look like what you have pictured you're going to look like, you're not going to get anywhere close to that. So, doing a little bit of resistance training, lifting some weights to lose fat is a very, very important aspect to add to your exercise regimen. And
No, wait. So you're thinking about like 3 or 4 times a week?
Yeah, 3 times a week is plenty.
Okay.
3 or 4 times, whatever. Yeah, just do some weight training because that's going to help build you lean muscle mass. And over time, that's going to burn more and more calories by you just walking around doing nothing.
Okay.
So it's really hard to add that
Sometimes
up.
I forget we're on the radio.
on
now.
just
I'm
the
like
treadmill.
telling the doctor, wait.
I was talking to a personal trainer who told me that if you do nothing else, the very one thing you can do every day, anybody can do it, is plank. Because it strengthens core muscles.
Yeah.
And so just that alone, I mean, that's not going to do it for you,
No.
but that's a good first step.
It
Does that
is.
make sense to you?
Yeah, and I tell you another good first step too. Is everybody. I hear people all the time say, "Well, I don't have time to go to the gym."
Mm-hmm.
Listen, everybody out there has time to wake up and do some push-ups and do some sit-ups and do some squats in the air, and just a few things like that around the house.
Which is resistance training.
It's resistance. Absolutely, that's resistance.
Your own
You're-
body weight.
You're pushing against weight,
Yeah.
and so that will build muscle mass. Not near as effective as actually doing weights, but it's all relative. And so then lastly, of course, is if you don't pay attention in the kitchen, none of this even matters at all. And so
Oh,
people ask me all
dang
the
it. I knew there was a catch.
People ask me all the time, they'll say, "Man, how do you get those abs, Doc?" And I go, "Well, it's real simple. I have this new exercise program. It's called Put the Fork Down."
Dr. Kevin one day sent me a picture when he was doing all that weights training stuff. Well, you do that all the time, but when you were in the competition thing, Dr. Kevin sent me a picture of his abs, and I was like, oh my God, that's under those clothes? I couldn't believe. I mean, I couldn't.
You can do that, CJ.
Well, are you crazy?
You could.
No, let me tell you something. I said that by 50, I wanted to see an ab. And I kind of tried. I kind of tried. and it didn't happen. So I chalked it up as, this is not for me, and I'm just
Have
not
a
going.
slow metabolism.
Yeah, I'm big boned.
Yeah, big boned.
And so but because, then Brittany, my daughter, who has been in gymnastics and pole vaulting and you name it all of her life, she said that some of the guys on, like, for instance, the UL track team, she said the guys say, for abs, no carbs. Don't even think about it. Unless it's like a really, really, really good carb.
You have to have like 0 body fat or close to it, right? For abs to show through.
Yeah, so the thing is, like, it really takes like 90% more work to get 10% more results. To get to the point where you can see ab muscles, it really takes so much more work than what it's actually.
We're going to run long because I got to ask this question.
Got to know.
Can every human being, now think about this before you answer, Doc, doggone it.
Okay.
Can every human being get an ab?
Yes.
C.J. Clements could get an ab.
Everybody has abs under there. So here's the other funny thing.
But I was thinking it would take lipo and something.
No. Well, that works too.
Get rid of all that fat on top of them.
Yeah, they can do that quick.
Can it? Because my whole family, my mom's side, we're kind of, I don't know what you call it, peach or pear or apple, but
they were big boned.
Yeah, well, yeah. No, but we're kind of cylinder.
Apple. That would be. That would be more of an apple.
There's no waste.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
And everybody and I thought, well, maybe it's just genetic. Maybe I'm not going to get rid of this covering, this fat, whatever that covers these abs. But you just said, I heard you say, that every human being can get abs.
Yeah. The problem is it takes so much more work. I mean, you have to really, really know what you're doing and really work at it consistently in the kitchen. Now, here's the other thing I was going to say.
In the kitchen?
Yeah, here's the other thing. Abs are made in the kitchen, not in the weight room. So you don't even have to do, I hardly ever do like crunches or ab routines or anything like that.
Oh, I don't even believe you. I've seen them. I don't believe you.
It's true. It's all in the kitchen. Abs are made in the kitchen. Here's the other thing that my trainer says. He goes, if you want abs, work legs. Because you burn so much calories and you burn so much fat building legs, you'll start seeing your abs.
People who I know work out, they say they hate leg day.
Yeah.
Hate it.
Yeah. Good old leg day.
Well, now I have another question about starting your metabolism. We've always heard that you need to eat breakfast because that will kick off your metabolism. Is that true?
Very true. Yeah. Okay. I try to eat within 30 minutes of waking up. Yeah. And then 6 times throughout the day. So your metabolism, as far as the food goes to feed your metabolism, that's very true. So think of your metabolism like a campfire. If you're starting to build a campfire and it just gets going and you throw a huge log on it, it goes out. Mm-hmm. But if you take a campfire and you feed it little sticks at a time, every so often, then a bigger stick and then a bigger stick, pretty soon you have a roaring campfire. Your metabolism exactly the same way.
That is the greatest explanation
Ever.
I have ever heard.
Awesome.
Ever.
Well, thank you.
There will never be a greater explanation of that.
Well, thank you.
Even I got it.
Yeah. So we feed our metabolism little slow sticks throughout the day, and pretty soon you just have this roaring fire. And then when you add weight training into that, and this can happen. This is doable. And as a weight loss coach and a health coach, this is the kind of stuff I do every day. And so I have a coach. Having a coach is a huge benefit to achieving your goals. And so you can't do this on your own. This is for everyone of all ages. But get someone to help you with this.
Don't you love his passion and enthusiasm?
Yeah. Yes. And I think one of the key things that you just said, you even have a coach.
I have a health coach. Yeah, I have a health.
You have a health coach.
I have a health and weight coach. Yeah.
So if you can't do it without somebody else, we all need you.
Exactly right. That's what I'm saying. And guess what? My health coach has a health coach.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So yeah, you think about this. I mean,
can a person
Tiger
53
Woods has a coach? Peyton Manning has a coach.
Can a person 53 years old get an ab, or is it too late?
No, it's not too late.
No. Notice I'm saying
an ab.
An ab. Yeah.
And focus on improving your health.
Yeah.
Right?
It's true, but you might have to skip the boudin balls and the.
But I wanted.
I'm gonna have to close those curtains so he can't see what's in the lobby.
I wanted to have an ab by 50, and I just failed miserably.
Yeah, so it's all in the kitchen.
Notice I'm saying just in it. I just want to see one.
One ab, yeah. But if you see one, you'll probably see the others. Yeah. All right, so guys, listen. Next week, I'm going to be in Oklahoma harvesting some of nature's perfect protein, some pure organic venison backstraps for the grill, and as I do every Thanksgiving week for the year. So everybody have a happy Thanksgiving, and I will see you all the week after.
Actually, next week, Wednesday, we're doing the Polyester Power Hour.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry, I'm going to miss that.
Yeah, you're going to miss that.
Yeah, that's too bad.
All right. You know, you're going to be having so much fun. You love this. Okay. Thank you, Doc.
Thanks, guys.
Dr. Kevin Bryant, Wellness Institutes of Acadiana. Good job. Wellness Wednesday.